Hi, I'm Maggie from Maggie's Crochet, Needlework and Crafts, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make this adorable curlicue hat that you see right here. And it's made by working with 3 strands of sport weight yarn held together as one, and then you start from here and you crochet in the back loops using single crochet stitches all the way around. Then you sew this together and you gather the top, and then I'll show you how to make the curlicues in the end. So the colors that I've chosen are the Mary Maxim Mellow Spun, which is available at maggiescrochet.com, and this color is called Peony. It's a beautiful pink, and then I thought it'd be pretty to combine it with this color, which is Seashell, and then to combine it with white. So then I thought it'd be cool to use all 3 strands together as one, and then when I get done I'm going to make one curlicue in each one of these 3 colors. So follow me along. This is the first video of 3 videos, and I'll show you how to make this hat. And this pattern is pattern number FP444 that's available at maggiescrochet.com. Thank you. Hi, I'm Maggie from Maggie's Crochet, Needlework and Crafts, and this is part 2 of the curlicue hat, which is pattern number FP444 that's available for free download at maggiescrochet.com. So in the first part I showed you how to get the hat started down on this end, and the row was the same back and forth for 48 rows, and I told you to work on that and come back at 48 rows. So I worked on mine too, and I have the 48 rows. So now in this video I'm going to show you how to sew it together and gather the top, and then in the next video I'm going to show you how to do the curlicues that go on the top. So this is part 2, so if you missed part 1, just go back on YouTube and watch part 1, and I hope that you subscribe to my channel, because that helps me out, and I hope that you shop with me at maggiescrochet.com. And in the end we're going to put these cute little pink curlicues on top of this hat. So the colors that I used is the Mary Maxim Mellow Spun yarn that's available at maggiescrochet.com, and I just held 3 strands of sport weight yarn together as one strand to do this. Or you could, as long as you get gauge and you use the right size hook, you could use just a bulky weight yarn. You could use a worsted weight with a fine strand of yarn. Whatever you have to combine to get a thickness of like that. There's a way to wrap and figure out your gauge or whatever. I haven't got into that yet, but I will one day. So anyway, let me show you how to sew this hat together. Okay, so the reason why I had you crochet in that back bar of the chains is so that you would have this beautiful little ridge of ovals right here. These little, they look like the top of a single crochet stitch, but it's actually the starting chain. So now you're able to match loop for loop, and you can see that better. And I literally did this hat another time, and I could not find where I sewed the hat together. I couldn't. And when I did find it, I sewed my ends in so good, I couldn't. I had to just scratch it and do this one new. So, but I like the way this turned out. So now I have about 1 yard that when I finished off at the end of row 48, I kept 1 yard on there for sewing the side together and gathering the top. So I'm going to take that end and I'm going to wrap it over the eye of my needle on the side. I'm going to pinch it, pull my pinch fingers off, and then I'm going to open them up slightly and move the eye of the needle over the fold, and then it looks like this, and I'm going to pull all those through. So I'm just using a large yarn needle, and it has kind of a sharp point to it, and we have these available on the website also. So all you do here is match loop to loop. And you kind of want to have, when you're on the right side of this, you want a loop showing. You want to join together something like this so that you have a ridge showing, so it looks like it matches up. So you want to take the back, this back loop here and this back loop over here. So let's go over here. So now I want to take this loop here and that loop over there. So now I'm leaving this loop here, and I've got a loop showing up on the other side there. So I'm just going to match stitch for stitch all the way down. Okay, so I actually crochet right-handed and I sew left-handed, so I'll just flip this video and for the right-handed version. Okay, so I'm going in the back of this one and the back of that one over there. Then on the other side I'll have a little ridge. So I'm going in every single stitch across. And I'm going to do this rather quickly because I think there's about 25 stitches. Okay, I do it a little bit loose, and then I go back every couple inches and I just pull that. I probably should have went back sooner. I just pull it, so not too tight, but I don't want it real loose in there either. But it'll ease. So then on the other side, you can see where I sewed it together. You can barely see that. Okay. So you just continue, match stitch for stitch, and you should have the exact match up when you get down there. I guess you can just pull it tight a little bit as you go, then you don't even have to go back and pull them. I'm learning in my own videos too. I actually don't mind sewing stuff together. I know a lot of people do. I might snug that up just a little. I love the way these colors came out. I had no idea what it would look like, but I love it. And I love the idea of taking all three of the colors and doing solid curlicues at the top. Yeah, I would still pull that because you want it to be kind of straight in there, but you don't want to pull it so tight that it starts to gather it, because that pulled out quite a bit. I was surprised. Okay, we're down to the last three here. And even if you land up, I've got exact number down here, even if you land up with one extra or something, just kind of ease it in. Like if I had one extra over here, I would just go here and pull it into the same stitch here. So I'm not one to pull stuff out if I don't have to. Okay, so now I'm down to the end of my starting chain right here. I want to pull this. See, that came out a little bit, but I don't want to pull it too tight. Okay, so now if I turn it over to show you, you can barely tell where it was sewn together because it made a ridge. Okay, so now I'm going to make sure I've got that where I want it. You can feel it pull all the way across. It's like a drawstring in there. Okay. So this was the end of my starting chain. So you might want to just take that and knot it together with the end that just came out, and that'll stop this from pulling right here. So just make a simple knot, and that'll secure that. And then this I'm going to sew in later. I'm not worried about that right now. So now is the part where you gather the top of the hat. And so all I do there is I'm going in every other row, and see there's a row here that sticks out like that. So I'm just going to catch the end of each one of those. So it's actually every other single crochet row like that. And then just go all the way around, and I'm catching that outer loop right there. And I'm catching all 3 strands there. If you catch more, it's fine. You don't want to go in every row because it'll be too bulky at the top. And you definitely needed that yard so that you had enough to go here and then enough to do this on the top. These are so easy to do. I've seen little ones for like babies in the hospital. I went to the nursery one time around Halloween time, and they had made these hats in orange, and they put little stem on the top, and all the little babies in the nursery had these crocheted hats on that were pumpkins. It was almost like they knew I was coming. It was the cutest thing I'd ever seen. Okay, so I'm just grabbing every other row. That little, there's like a little knob that sticks out. It's almost like perfect. So you want to make sure you get all the way around. And then right here is where I joined. So I'm just going to go into like right there. Make sure I get all the way around. Okay, so now I'm going to pull this, and that gathers the top of the hat. And you don't want to pull on it super, super hard because you could just break everything. Okay, so I am going to pull it some more like this. And I don't have to have it like completely closed there because I'm going to be sewing the curlicues on the top anyway. So I got it to close up that far. And I'm happy with that. And I've still got this end again, so I'm going to use that. I'm going to tie another knot with the strand that came out of the hat, and that'll help to secure it right there. And you definitely want to do a double or a triple knot. Things really come in handy. Okay, so now you may even want, you could just go next to where that came out and do a couple of stitches just to secure it. But I don't think it's going anywhere since it's tied to that other thing. This is why I couldn't find my end when I had a mistake. So now in the next video, I'm going to show you how to make the curlicues, and then we're going to attach them to the top of the hat. And I'm not going to do away with this yet because I might need it for the curlicues, but I might not. If I don't, I'll just have to sew it in. But anyway, now we have a hat. And look at, you can make like a little cuff. Isn't it cute? If you wanted a longer hat, all you'd have to do is chain more. And you can really make a lot of adjustments to this pattern to get it to fit what you want, whoever you want to make hats for. So the other thing I want you to see is the difference. I use 3 strands of a sport weight yarn here. Same thing here, but I think this hat came out just a little bit bigger and thicker than this hat did. But they were both labeled sport weight yarns. So that's just what gauge is all about, and checking your gauge and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, follow me on to part 3, and I'll teach you how to do the little curlicues, and we will attach them to the top of the hat. That's going to be really, really, really cute. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you shop with us at maggiescrochet.com, and I would love for you to subscribe to my channel, and then you will hear about new videos that come out, and just all of it helps us out. And our Facebook page is Maggie's Crochet. Thank you so much for watching.